back again. Welcome back. So, a little more progress, thank God. We have some planters.
So today is planter day. As you can tell, it's pouring rain out. And here's our planter assembly line. But we already ran into one major snafu. Turns out the plastic that covers these things will not come off. Okay. Finally, we figured out a way using duct tape. Okay, but it's a long, arduous process. So here we are. Right? The family that builds together stays together.
I don't see you. You want to come in here? No. Okay. So, we've been busy building these planters. These are the Vego Garden planters. There's, I think, 24 of them we're building. They're very nice, but it's taken us all day, I have to tell you. If I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't buy these. Not that they're not good quality. They are. They're terrific. But man, first of all, the plastic is insane to get off. And if you get a bad batch, like we got a few with a bad batch, you're talking an hour plus to get the plastic off. It's insane. And then there's the assembly. There's a million little nuts and screws and bolts, a billion of them. You're talking an hour at least to assemble one of these, even with a good system going. So they're very nice, they're good quality, they're beautiful, but you know, they take forever to assemble. I could have probably made my own out of colored galvanized metal faster, a lot faster, and of course for a lot less money. And so what bugs me is that these companies, you know, charge you tremendous amounts of money for these things, but then they put the entire onus on the customer. You know, it took 15 seconds for some Chinese to make these panels, and it took me an hour or more to put it together. I'm not happy. I don't like it. But nevertheless, they're very nice, and you can't tell, but there's a room full of them here, and we still have more to build. I think we've got another 3 or 4 to build. Yeah?
And to demonstrate, each one of these panels has this lovely.
Right, yeah. And if you get a bad batch of the plastic that's stuck on and won't get off, forget it. You're there for an hour.
Yeah. And so much for Save the Planet. Do you know how much?
So yeah, I mean, they're nice. You know, I'm glad to have them, don't get me wrong, and it's going to look gorgeous and all that, but boy, what a tremendous amount of wasted time, wasted material. These things should all be made to snap together. Should have taken 10, 15 minutes to put one together, not an hour plus. Nevertheless, if you're only building 1 or 2, no big deal, but if you're building 24 like we are, yeah, it's going to take you quite a long time. But we've got it on the run now. Like I said, I'm building 1 down there, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have another 3 to build after we're done with these that we're finishing now. And we've already built all the smaller ones.
In our new garage.
And we used our new garage to do it in because it was pouring rain most of the day, and now it's bright sunshine and hot. We're happy to have the garage. So that's where we are. We're hopefully going to finish building these all today and be completely exhausted and then go eat some steaks or something. And then tomorrow we're going to try and carry them all down to the garden and start filling them with soil and see if we can catch up a little bit. So anyway, that's my sort of review on this. You know, and I don't want to sound too negative. I mean, these are really beautiful. They're very nice. Oh, by the way, be careful with the paint. It scratches if you look at it, which is ironic, right? Because you got that plastic that drives you crazy to get off, and then you brush up against it and it's scratched. So, but yeah, they're very nice. I mean, I don't want to put it down. I think they're very nice, and they're going to make a beautiful garden. I just wish, what?
And they're sturdy.
Yeah, I just wish that they were a little bit easier to assemble. There's got to be a better way to come up with this than, you know, all these screws that just go on forever, thousands of them. Thought I'd shoot just a little bit more video. Yeah, look at this. This is our little assembly line here. And we still have another 3 or 4 to build after this. Have to build them inside because pouring rain outside, miserable weather. These things take a long time to assemble. By the time we get done, it'll be the better part of 12 hours. But yeah, they look nice. Hopefully they'll look really good in the garden. So, we'll keep going, see what happens later. Hopefully it's a good thing.
So here we are. we got all these planters made. And as you can see, Jason is using a very efficient method of hauling the planter over to the garden. Right behind him is the old dad using another efficient method called the schlep above my head method, and realizing he needs to turn it so he can actually see where he's going. Okay, let's follow them. I'm going to try and follow them. I'm not known for my balance, so... Okay, here they go. Whoops. Through the gate.
It's going to be short. Right?
Right.
Yeah, very triple.
I want to get them. Alright, we're back. So folks, while we're waiting for the next load, right, let me show you what we did so far. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to have a series of planters. I know I got the sun like in a weird spot here. It's this way, okay? And then on this side, right here, right, we have another bad shot, sorry. See, so they're going to go all around like this and then fill the middle as well. And the round guys right here are for the fruit trees, so we're not going to have sticks poking out of them anymore. Okay, so I see them coming. So they're going to make the journey. We assembled everything in the brand new garage. Yay, yay. They're walking around. What a pain these things were to put together, honestly. And we're waiting for them. They're coming around the corner. It's like the race. They're coming around the corner. Here comes Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hello.
You don't wave at the camera because you'll drop it. Okay. Okay. And he's good. And here comes Dad. Hi, Dad.
It was interesting putting those together. They're not easy, that's all. Altogether, we did 1,200 screws, nuts, and bolts to put those things together. But I think it came out nice. Of course, you have to imagine it full of color, right? Not just the vegetables, but, fruits, flowers hanging from the top, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. Let's go take a peek. All right, so give me a chance to get in here. All right, we still have to do excavation here, but that's next. Okay, so here we are. I think it looks pretty nice. We've left quite a lot of room in between every planter. We just have them staged in place for now. Because we wanted to make sure that our design worked, and it's a good thing that we staged them because we actually made a small modification. Originally, we only had 5 of these along the side here. These are 5 foot long by 2 feet wide, but we ended up deciding that we wanted 6. And so on the other side, of course, there's another 6, but we're short now. I have to buy another one to build. And then these are 4.5 feet wide by 6 feet long. There's 4 of them here and 3 of them there. And then, of course, these, they don't look right until you get the trees. These will actually have trees, and there's 4 of them. So there'll be 4 trees in here, fruit trees, 2 apples, 2 peaches. And, of course, 1 more planter in here. Along these edges, I'm not sure if it's going to be on this side or that side, there's going to be a couple of small metal closets for our tools, shovels, that kind of stuff. And of course, we'll have to clean up not only the grounds, but, put a new piece of fence up. That piece of fence there actually hides the big bottles of gas for heating our pool. So it'll all look nice and clean and neat. And of course, you have to imagine, we'll have little gnomes all over the place and hanging flowers and hanging strawberries and fruit trees, fruit baskets. even some hanging tomatoes from the top. So lots of color there. Of course, color inside of the planters. Some wind chimes, some windmill type things. So we'll decorate it and make it look nice. Besides the vegetables, because we want it to be a garden when it's done. But yeah, I think they look pretty nice. I think that we still have to clean the floor to some rust stains and stuff. I thought of the idea of maybe colorizing the floor. I may still do it. I'm trying to resist doing it because then it becomes something else to maintain. If I leave it raw concrete, I won't have to maintain it. So I might just leave it, and instead we might maybe lay down some mosaics on the ground or something just to make it more interesting. I have to see it with a watering system, and the way the watering system is going to work is there'll be a manifold somewhere there with different zones, and then it will all come through the top. So it'll drop down into the corner of the planter, and it's all square foot gardening in here. So there'll be a grid, of square feet, all watered, and so there'll be a spigot dropping down with a valve here from each, above each planter in the corner. This will probably be one zone, that will be one zone, those will be one zone, those will be one zone, there'll be 2 zones above, that kind of stuff. A separate zone for the trees because they get watered on a separate schedule. So there's still a lot of work to do, but I think that the look and feel is starting to come together. It's going to take a while still, because now that we've got them all laid out in place and kind of know where we want them to go, we're going to get our measurements and get them right, and then we're going to actually pick these up and move them all out of the way again and just leave these so we can start driving the Kubota in here full of gravel and dirt and soil. There's several layers that go in here. We're starting out with a layer of gravel so that the planters can drain, and then different kinds of soil and so on. And then the irrigation, but it's coming. It's beginning to look a little bit like the garden that I had imagined. I think it's quite interesting. I'm looking at the way this is laid out with all these planters, and it's beautiful. And there's all this tremendous amount of room to walk around in, which is nice, without, having to be on top. And I remember, how much work it was because, with these planters, it's nice. But when Dagmar and I made the original garden many, many years ago, all of this was planted. Every inch of this ground was covered in vegetables. It was insane. It was an insane amount of vegetables. This will be a little bit less and a little bit easier on the back. Yeah. So far, so good. Jason, want to get in the shot?
Okay.
Is it recording?
It's recording.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Keep an eye on the camera. You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Anything you want to say about it? Or?
Well, like you said before, there's going to be a lot more that we're going to be adding, like hanging plants and all that. Fruits.
You want to go build another 20 or 30 of these?
Not in a million years. No.
12 hours straight it took us to build this. 12 hours. There's 1,200 screws, 1,200 nuts, and 1,200 washers here. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Doesn't sound like a lot at first because they're just containers, but it's a lot of just bending down, screwing in, lifting up. There's a lot of steps to it. It's like an actual workout by this point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it took us a full day. Thank God for the garage because we were able to be inside and not be in the rain. It's still freezing cold out here. A little sunny today, thank God, but it's still horrible. We were going to start filling them with dirt and gravel and stuff today, but we have to excavate out there so the Kubota can drive in here, and the ground is still quite hard. So we're going to wait until a little bit longer. Unfortunately, we lose next weekend because we're not here. We're our property in Florida. In fact, we're there for the whole week. And by the time we come back, it'll be warm and there'll be plants available. So I don't know, I'll have to go grab some and put them somewhere or something. And then Jason and I will have to go very, very, very fast to get these filled. I'm going to contact the irrigation guy today and see if I can set him up to come and start setting up the irrigation. Anything else that you think we need to worry about?
Well, we still need to put in a few planters, like you said. We have one that we want to put back there.
Yep. Missing one in the corner there.
Yeah, but other than that, we have a lot of leg rooms. That's very nice.
Yep.
So we can
We
walk
got to
around.
work on the hanging flowers. I want to have hanging baskets, and we'll get it all figured out. It'll be really pretty. A couple of little statuettes. I want it to be a place where you can just come and go, wow, and hang out a little bit and pick some vegetables. So anyway, that's as far as we've gotten so far. I hope that you're enjoying our little adventure here. Sometimes it's fun, like right now. Sometimes it's miserable, like yesterday. But yeah, come back soon. See what else happens. Take care.